Hey guys, and today I'm going to show you how to replace the AC dryer in a W123 Mercedes-Benz, along with how to vacuum out the system and recharge it. So let's get into it. To start, we're going to come underneath the engine bay right here. On the top, you'll have your low pressure side, and on the bottom, you'll have your high pressure side. I already made sure I had no pressure in my system. There was no Freon. I didn't empty it, it was already empty when I started, so no need to have it evacuated, have all the Freon removed. It's already done. But if yours still has Freon in it, you will need to have that removed before you can do anything else, as the system, when full, is underneath a considerable amount of pressure. After you make sure there's no Freon in the system, we look down here in the left side, and we will have our switch, which is this right here, and the dryer, which is this big piece right here. The reason why you would want to replace your dryer if your system hasn't had air in it, Freon in it in a while, is moisture can accumulate in these dryers pretty easily, and if there's moisture in it, then it's not going to be functioning as it should. So you wasted your time charging the system with Freon if this is bad. So this is a pretty cheap part, so I'm going to go ahead and replace it. To start, we simply just take off our switch connections, just like that, and the rest of everything else we'll just unscrew. There's only three things we've done to do before we take the two mounting bolts out. We just take this off, which goes straight to the condenser. We just take this off, which is some sort of other switch, and then this goes to our, I believe the evaporator, goes inside the vehicle. So let's go ahead and crack all these loose. Okay, once you have all three off, you could unplug the switch. That might make it a lot easier. Only thing is that I don't know how to register which one, because one of these has two wires on it, one of them has one, so obviously they're not the same. So I would not suggest unplugging this unless you want to like tape onto which one has one wire, which one's two. But yeah, these two just unscrew, and then you pull them straight back and they'll come out. And there's two 10mm bolts. There's one there and one back there. They're very, very short. Mine were actually really, really loose too, so probably not great. But then your AC dryer just comes straight out. I will be replacing my switch, so I'll need to get that one off. I would highly recommend replacing it as well, just because. Why? Again, same with the reason why we're just replacing this in the first place. It may not be bad inherently, but you might not know. So why just not replace the switch? It's cheap. Just go ahead and do it. So now this is out, let's go ahead and just take a look at it, see if it is bad or not. Okay, so I took this apart some more, and this is the color oil that came out of it. Very, very bad. So the oil that's left in there is probably pretty bad, but I can't flush it, so I'll have to leave it. But if you can flush it, that'd be great if it looks like this. I also ended up taking the switch off. This is the original Mercedes one, as the logo is on there. So I'm going to replace it, just as precaution. Another thing you should replace, I would highly recommend doing, are the valve stems that are inside here. There's one here, there's one down there. So this one, the lower pressure side, I had to actually take this whole little assembly off, because inside of this there's a little plastic cap. It's like a extension almost. And then that one as well. I can show you what they look like over here. Here's an old one. Came out of the car. This one was in okay condition. And then here's a new one. These came off Rock Auto. There was the part number for them. So now let's go ahead and put our new part in. So here's our new dryer. It comes with two caps on either of the inlet outlet for it, and there's a cap also right there for the switch to go into. And I believe that's where the other thing screws into. I think it's a temperature sensor, but I'm not quite certain. But I'm gonna go ahead and install a temperature sensor on it while it's out of the car, just to make things easier. So let me go ahead. There's also, these are pre-filled with some sort of air, I think, to keep the moisture out. So I'm gonna try to keep as much of that inside of it as possible while installing it. And then I'm also going to immediately vacuum the system out. So let's go ahead and get into that. Okay, let me walk you through what I did, because I already put it in the car. It was kind of difficult to film while doing it, so I figured I'd just explain it afterward. The old O-rings that were on these two hoses, I went ahead and just reused because the kit I got did not come with new ones, and these were in pretty good condition. When you go to put the O-rings on, put them onto the lines themselves and then screw them in to the dryer, because that way they'll stay flat and circular. They won't pinch somewhere. Second thing is I did end up unplugging these wires. I put tape on one just to mark it, and I deemed it the 2-wire one. That way I would know which one was which. And while I was doing all this, there was a little plastic cap. This plastic cap sat right on top of the 2 terminals for the switch. I left it on there just that way I didn't accidentally damage this while installing everything. Everything gets pretty tight. This doesn't need to be too terribly tight. I could feel it kind of getting too tight. I could feel it almost stripping, so just make sure you don't over tighten this one. But these two get as tight as you can, because these are going to be underneath a lot of pressure, along with the switch. Then when you bolt it in, I bolted in, my car was in a wreck at some point in time based on all the holes that were put in to pull it out. And put this bolt in, and I kind of had to put this bolt in at an angle to be able to get it to grab, and then it straightened out as it went in. But maybe yours will be easier if yours hasn't been in an accident like mine has. But overall, this is a pretty simple process to put in, and now there's a new AC dryer in and a new switch. So now let's go ahead and pull a vacuum on the system, and I'll show you how to do that right now. Okay, so I'm gonna properly take all the air out of the system. This includes everything from the compressor to the condenser to everything. First of all, you're gonna need gauges and a pump and a vacuum pump. You can rent these from your local auto parts store with a deposit, or you can see what I did and just buy them. I bought these from a company called Vivor. They were, I think, I want to say $180 to $200 for the set for both. And this works on R12 and R134A. Oh, it says it right there. There's what it's all rated for. So what you want to do is set it up. So you put your blue to blue, red to red. Yellow is your middle. And the blue goes over here. You pop it on. You just pull that back. And then you screw it in tight as you can. And that opens up this to be to here. Same with down there. And then you come down here, you attach your vacuum pump on the side, and you run it to the middle. What I did is I ran it while these were closed, just to get the air out of this tube, so that I can check for a seal at just this yellow tube. And then what you do after is you turn off the pump, loosen these until you start seeing this like thread sealer, and then you just turn it on. And you'll see the negative pressure. I'm going to leave this on for quite a while. I'm going to say probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours. And then I'm going to leave the gauges on and make sure that this does not move from negative 30. Because if it does, then that means we have a leak somewhere. So I'm going to go ahead and let this do its thing. And I'll let you know what I find out. I let the vacuum pump run for an hour. And then I took the vacuum pump off, as you can see. And I let it sit here for the last 10 minutes to see if either of the gauges moved. I don't know what we can read actually is the low side, but it has not moved. So I'm gonna go on the inference and say the vacuum system is good. So now all I have to do is get some Freon. If you are using R12 as I am, you're going to source it secondhand as it's not produced anymore. I got mine off Marketplace. So, or you can have the system flushed and you can convert it to the new R1, what is it, 134A, I think? Yeah, that's right. You can get it converted to that. Either way works. This is just how to vacuum it and put new Freon in. So let's go ahead and refill the system. Okay, so now that I made sure that this system held vacuum, it has held vacuum for quite a few days. I went ahead and added 75 ounces milliliters of oil. Since I'm using R12, we need to make sure we use mineral oil. I bought this little syringe. All I did was I attached it to this, and it worked quite well to recharge your system with oil. The oil just went in, and it still held vacuum. This is because we took the oil out of the dryer when we removed it. So this is just to put oil back into the system that we took out. So now what we're going to do is we're going to be refilling it. It takes 48 ounces of R12, so we'll be using all 4 cans. Here's our R12 and our little R12 tapper. So we will be putting it into the gauges, and I'll show you what that looks like in a moment. Okay, it was kind of hard to film the process while doing it, so I'll just show you here. So So what you do with this style R12 opener, if you are using R12, you just loosen it all the way, and then you put it on here, and then you swing the little lip around till it goes underneath right there, and then you puncture it. So, and I'm trying to beat the weather here, but air conditioning works now. The dryer is new. There's AC in the lines. I put 28 ounces. It calls for, I think, 48. I put 48 ounces in. Calls for, I think, 42. A little bit over because I couldn't really stop the cans. So a little bit extra won't hurt it too much. But I hope this helps, and I'll see you guys next time.